Hi guys, so today we are going to speak about how we are going to configure BizTalk Server Backup Jobs, BTA, archiving into a storage account. So traditional BizTalk backups those files into a shared folder or local folder, okay? But since 2016 version, we have the capabilities to store those components, those archive files inside the Azure storage. And this is great for VMs that are running on Azure. Okay, so there is a lot of databases that are archiving by default with these jobs, native jobs of BizTalk, like the message box, the management, the DTA, the primary import, and the SSO, so kind of the basic ones. Okay, and we are going deep dive through all of these steps, how we are going to create this since the creation of storage account inside Azure, configuring the containers, generating the shared access signatures, and at the end, how indeed we can put BizTalk writing those files into the blob storage. Okay. So let me bring back here the Azure portal. That's going to be the first one. And we are going to start this by creating a new storage account. Okay, let me put this on the other side. I'm going to put this in the resource group that I'm going to delete later on. And I'm going to use a name of my storage account. I will leave the default stuff there for proof of contents and sake of time. So create, okay, and create. So this is it's going to take 1 minute or so to create the storage account. So bear with me. This is live recording, so I'm not going to camouflage nothing or hide something. Even I'm going to share the signatures that I'm going to create. Don't try it later on because I'm going to delete that. So go to resources and yeah, so we have my storage account created. So the next step is to create the blob storage. Uh, I like in BizTalk to create different folders for the different proposals. Okay, so I have a full. So if I share the VM with you guys, so normally inside BizTalk I have a full the folder that is to archive the full backup of that database and the transaction log that is going to archive something there each 50 minutes. And in other cases, I have here my DTA folder also. Oh, sorry, bad spelling. DTA. That is going to archive the DTA stuff there. Okay. So we are going to use the same principle inside Azure itself. So I'm going to indeed create three containers, three blobs. One I'm going to call full backup. Okay. And create. And we'll create another container that's going to be logs backup. Create. And finally, DTA backups. Backup. Create. Now we have our three folders. We are going to create three share signatures. We need. I don't like to create a unique signature that will have access to all of these for sake of security, because I can use the storage account for other stuff. So I like to provide a single signature for each of these blob containers. So let's go to the full container and share access tokens, and well, you may know BizTalk is going away in 2030, so let's say 2030. And we need write permissions. Okay, so I will leave the read permission, but what indeed needs the BizTalk jobs is write permissions to write on those folders and generate the token. Now, what we need is this token, okay, this SAS token. I'm going to copy this into my OneNote there, and what we are going also to need is this URL, okay, and I'm going to copy also that one to be used later on the jobs. And I'm going to do this for the other stuff. So I'm going to create this for the logs. So again, 2030. I'm going to do the write permission, generate SAS tokens. I'm going to copy this one, and I'm going to copy this URL here. Okay. And if I want, and I should do the same for the DTA, and it's going to be right there again, 2030, and generate, and there you go. Copy this one, and again copy that one also. Okay. Now everything is created inside the Azure portal. We are good to go. Okay. Now we need to go to the BizTalk layer. Okay. So I'm in my BizTalk layer. Let me clean this stuff there. Let me clean this stuff here. And what we need to do is create credentials on these sys credentials. The first task that we need to do. Okay. If you notice, I don't have nothing there. So the SQL statement that we need to use is this one: create credentials with identity, share access, signature, and the secret. So what we are going to do is copy those secrets that we get on the portal. So this is going to be my secret for the full backup, and we put that name full backup, that URL that we copy, and we put that secret that we create. Okay, and say execute. We know that is there already, and we are going to do the same for the logs. Okay, copy the log secret, copy the log URL, execute the statement, and indeed do the same for the DTA. Okay, of course DTA is optional. Some of you guys just delete the DTA after X amount of days. Some of you guys do archiving and delete it. So depending of your strategy of the DTA, you can create it or not. Okay, logs and full, yes, that's going to be mandatory, guys. Okay, so and at the end we will have these three system credentials that we are going to use in our jobs to do the backup. Now pretty simple. Now is go into the backup properties. There are two steps that we need to configure: the backup and the backup logs. So let's go for the backup. And you notice that normally what we have is here pointing to a local folder or shared folder. Okay, so we are going to change that to use the URI that we copy, and the URI we use it here also. Okay, and you see that is the same. Keep in mind it has to be inside the single quote. Okay, otherwise we're going to break that. So do not delete that single quote that you see there in the beginning and at the end, and say okay, and do the same for the logs. Okay, and again keep in mind that we need to leave that single quotes there. There you go. All good. There was an enter here. So be careful. Just copy with an enter. So all good now. And okay. Of course, you have to do it for also for DTA, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to do that now. Now, you may notice that I already have a full backup done here. BizTalk always does one time a full backup each day. So for us to see this in action and actually see this full backup appearing in the storage account, we are going to do a forceful backup. Okay, this backup is inside the management database, and if you want, for some reason, to do a full backup once again, we just run those full backup, execute, okay, and now if we go to our backup job and force this to run, okay, this will run every 15 minutes, but again, for the sake of time, let's try to force this now just to appear these in inside Azure portal. So this will take a little bit because now it's connecting and putting on the storage account. So if you bring now our storage account there and you go to the full backup, you will see that there you go. There are some files there, and if you go to the logs, it should be there again, the logs. Okay, so this is actually working, and indeed is running already two times. Okay, because probably one I forced it, and the other was through the 50 minutes execution time that BizTalk does automatically. So there you go. Pretty easy to configure this if you know what you are doing. Okay, I hope you like it and see you in the next video.